out there today. This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA morning shoot around for Tuesday, March 19th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure to click the subscribe button below. This week, I watch all my NBA, MLB, and NFL videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including the complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel, and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out our site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So hey, what up, Jeremy? How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, another night. Tonight was it was a kind of a shitty night for me on NBA, but hey, everybody has those nights sometimes. You didn't play today, did you, or did you end up playing? I know you had your power out at your house for a bunch of hours, so I don't know.
Yeah, man, we have been trying to get solar on the house for a long time, and this weather. I feel bad that we're in California and we're complaining about the weather because it never rains, but it pushed my shit back quite a bit. So we're finally getting that done, and I know today we're trying to do videos, and I had no power, and then I had construction zone and banging on my roof going on during one of them. So we'll get through it.
Yeah, for sure.
No entries for me though. Today is the first time I think I haven't played any entries in probably 2 years.
Yeah,
and I literally have no idea what went on tonight.
Yeah, hey, it was a crazy night for sure. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm ready to jump in the slate. You want to talk about anything? We gotta go down the site real quick, or you ready to go?
Yeah, why don't you drop the? Hey, look, if you guys like watching the videos, why don't you guys new on the site? We'll drop the link in there. But on the site now, we're hosting a Discord chat. So there's going to be a few different chat rooms, but there's a general chat we're trying to get off the ground and going now. Talk DFS, get advice. You and I will both be in there quite a bit as well. So if you got questions on the slate, anything DFS related, we'll drop that link in the YouTube chat here. We'll probably drop it 3 or 4 times before this video is over. And then tonight, we'll do this a couple times as well as we go throughout the video. MLB 100, we're going to do it for the next 2.5 hours about. What time is it now? Until midnight Pacific. So you got till 3 a.m. Eastern, midnight Pacific to take advantage of that. $100 for the entire MLB season, cash game lineups for Fanduel and Draftkings, and you get the rest of NBA absolutely free. That's our cash game lineups, plus 100% full access to the site, optimizer, content, the whole 9 yards. The content's going to slowly start going to the back behind our member wall, and then it'll go to our paid wall. So right now, what you want to do is if you're viewing the content, make sure you go sign up for free so you don't get left behind, because we're going to be moving the content progressively behind the member wall and then eventually behind the paid wall.
Yeah, man. So, hey, enough of the site. What we got going on? I'm ready to jump in, talk some games. 6 games, not a bad slate. I mean, you ready to go, bro?
Yeah.
Cool. Real quick before we do, if you guys don't mind, please take that quick second. Click the like button down below. Helps me out with my videos, and I really appreciate that from you guys. And yeah, man, so we'll just jump right into it. So the first game we're going to go with is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers going into Charlotte to face the Hornets. This game has a 225 over-under, and Charlotte's favored by 1 in this one.
Yeah, look, Ben Simmons is a guy I like a lot at 9.4. He's playing at a really high level. I just like the guy. I think 9.4 on a 6-game slate for him, you can get kind of lost. I think he makes him a really good tournament play. I have a hard time, though, looking at Philadelphia 76ers and not recognizing that a Kemba Walker at home is 8.6. So, look, I think your regular starters here for Philadelphia are in play, and I'm just kind of going to leave it at that. You know, I'll wait and see what happens from a news standpoint with Philadelphia until tomorrow. But at this point, I think their starters are in play. I think a lot of points will be scored in this game. These teams have played high over-under games earlier this season already. So, you know, Ben Simmons is a guy I like at 9.4. You know, a healthy Joel Embiid playing a full allotment of minutes. I like him a lot as well, especially against Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't do very well against the center. We know Cody Zeller's already been ruled out for tomorrow. So you're going to be having a Joel Embiid going against the likes of Bismack Biyombo and Hernan Gomez and Marvin Williams and that bunch. So I think this is a spot where Joel Embiid absolutely demolishes value.
Yeah, man. On the Charlotte side of things, and there's a couple guys you can look at. You start with the best player, obviously Kemba Walker. We do usually like targeting Kemba Walker at home. So hey, man, this is a spot where I feel he gets a little bit of a boost. Price down a little bit, 8,600, coming off a bad game. I think this is a really good spot where he can bounce back. Kemba Walker's probably a little bit more of a GPP play for me, but I definitely think he is in play on this slate. We know the upside that he has. Jeremy Lamb, another guy. He's right now, in my opinion, pretty much like their second best player they got. The guy can score the ball. He's a really good player. Sometimes he starts, sometimes he comes off the bench. Either way, he plays right around 30 minutes, and I think I actually like him coming off the bench more because he's playing with the second unit, being more of the facilitator. Kemba Walker's more on the bench, so Jeremy Lamb's a good GPP play as well. Batum, I mean, you could throw him in one or two lineups if you're playing 150. He has a little bit of upside under 6,000. He's a guy he's hit or miss, but when he hits, he can hit for 45 fantasy points and get you a good little value, on that 5.8 price tag. And then you talked about it, Zeller's out. I mean, I don't know if I really want to play Biombo or Hernan Gomez. I mean, they're kind of splitting minutes basically. I mean, I know they're both in play at their price tag, their drop spots. I mean, what is your opinion on this? I don't know really what to do with the big guys.
For Charlotte?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but
they're just cheap. Like, they're dirt cheap. That's the problem.
The thing that you have to look at with a drop spot is how it dictates your build, right? And to me, the best, you have to figure out the position that the drop spot's going to be at. And when there's a lot of guys at one spot, I don't think that that's a spot to drop spot. And I think on tomorrow's slate, you've got, look, Jared Allen, Willie Hernan Gomez, DeMarcus Cousins already ruled out. You got Brooke Lopez going against the Lakers. You've got Clint Capella against Atlanta. So tomorrow, I don't think that that's a drop spot. And for me, I think that those big guys, even though they're minimum price, they're full fades. I just think that the center spot's not the drop spot tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, honestly, just keep it real. Like I said at the very beginning, for Charlotte, I mean, I'm really just looking at Walker, Lamb, and then Batum, strictly 100% GPP, and I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
Next game we're going to go with, it's going to be the Houston Rockets going into Atlanta to face the Hawks. This game has a 232.5 over under, and Houston's favored by 7.5 in this one.
You got to start right with Chris Paul. I mean, 8.5 going against Atlanta. There will be a ton of points scored in this game. That I can promise you. And an 8.5, I think, is a very fair price for Chris Paul going against Atlanta, who doesn't play a lot of defense, especially against the point guard. Beyond that, I do like Clint Capella, who I just mentioned. At 8.1, I think is a very, 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 very fair price point. 8.1 for Capella going against Dwayne Dedmon and Alex Len. I like that a lot. Pick and roll eats them up. And then, I'm going to look – you have to take a look at Kenneth Faried at 4.5. I think this is a good spot for Faried at 4.5. It's a very fair price on FanDuel. And that's really kind of where I'm at with Houston.
Yeah, man. On the Atlanta side of things, I mean, they got a lot of guys. They got a lot of guys right now. You start with Trae Young. He's their best player. Him and Collins, I think both of them are in play in a very up-tempo game. So, yeah, I mean, those are the two guys that I think you target first and foremost. After that, I mean, then it's kind of a logjam a little bit. You got Bazemore. You got Waiter. They're sharing minutes. At the small forward, you got Benbury, Vince Carter, and Prince. They got kind of a logjam, Lynn Dedmon. So for me, Atlanta, it's really just Trae Young and it's Collins. Those are the two guys I think you could look at in GPP. I'm not really interested in all the other guys, though. Maybe Bazemore, 4,300. I mean, he does have some upside, and that's almost a drop spot price. And, we know the upside for sure. But that's about it, man.
Moving on.
Next game we're going with is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers going into Milwaukee to face the Bucks. This game has a 236.5 over under, and Milwaukee's favored by 13 at home.
I got to tell you, man, we're only going to start the third game, and there's only 6 in the slate. But as we start this third game, the thing that's popping out to me is I think scores will be really high tomorrow because pricing looks like it's a little undervalued tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely agree for sure.
I mean, I'm looking at some of the pricing, and you got LeBron James at 10.8 going against Giannis. You have to talk about that first and foremost. I don't care about a minutes limit. It's LeBron at 10.8 and a guy who's averaged just about a triple-double in every game he's played. since he's returned from his injury. So limited minutes, whatever. The other thing you have to take into consideration here is that you take a look at his game log against Milwaukee, and he has had some monster games. Granted, it's been in a full rotational, full set of minutes, but at 10-8, I can definitely get behind LeBron at 10-8 in this game, knowing he's going to play 27 to 32 minutes. So I'm going to start with that. You also have to take a look at the power forward position in Kyle Kuzma at 6.5. This is a very fair price for Kyle Kuzma. Very, very, very fair price for Kyle Kuzma. So I'll take that all day long. And that's kind of where I'm at. I don't mind Rondo here either at 6.5. To me, it's about minutes. Caruso, I understand, is getting minutes now, and he's in the rotation. His price is up to 5.4. But Rajon Rondo is still Rajon Rondo, and as long as he's playing basketball, the guy's going to compete. So, I think at 6.5, he's a good tournament play.
Yeah, man, for sure. I mean, on the Milwaukee side of things, so we know Brogdon's out. So with Brogdon being out, obviously their other three main guys all get boosts. Eric Bledsoe, 7,400. He kills the Lakers. I really like Eric Bledsoe in this spot. I'm going to start right there. Then you go to Chris Middleton, 7,700. Yes, the price tag is up a little bit, but he's going to pick up a couple extra minutes. He's going to pick up a couple extra shots. He's a guy that already rebounds the ball. I like Chris Middleton, 7.7 Lakers, up-tempo game, definitely in play. Antetokounmpo listed as questionable for tomorrow. If he was going to be out, I'm just saying if he is out, then you just lock in Bledsoe, you lock in Middleton, you lock in Mirotic, in my opinion. If you play
Silva, we'll get a bump.
Yeah, Silva get a bump, but I like those other guys. Like they're gonna have to be the main three guys if they're gonna, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this is going to be something we got to wait for all day. But I like the other guys either way. I think they're all fair prices, and they have, like I said, no Brogdon and the Mirotic 5,000. I think he's going to be one of the guys that's going to soak up a little bit of Brogdon minutes. I think what they'll do is they'll push Middleton to the shooting guard spot, and they'll put Mirotic in there along with Antetokounmpo. I think that we will see a little bit of that down the stretch. I think that's a really good lineup for him. Spreads the floor, Brook Lopez, Mirotic for Antetokounmpo. So, I think that's something that could work. So 5,000 is a good price for Mirotic. He's already getting, 23 to 25 minutes as it is. Silva, like we said, if Antetokounmpo was going to be out, then you could look at him. He would definitely get a boost. He's usually been the one that starts when Antetokounmpo is out. So that's something you got to look for. And then Brook Lopez, 6,200. A little bit of a narrative game. He played for them last season. And he's going to come in like, hey, this is my house. You guys let me go, and I'm about to take care of business. And we already like sinners going against the Lakers. So Brook Lopez is a GPP play as well. I think Milwaukee's probably one of the main spots that you want to look at tomorrow going against the Lakers.
Moving on.
Next game we're going with, we got Golden State on the second end of a back-to-back. Did you have the over and under on that one?
I do not.
Hold on.
I'll pull it up.
No, I got to pull it up. I just got to refresh my screen. Okay, here we go. So we got Golden State Warriors going into Minnesota. We don't have an over-under on this game yet, but Golden State is favored by 5 in this one.
Look, I told you guys earlier a couple of things. We did the shoot around this morning. I told you that Klay Thompson's price was too inflated, and he dropped 31 fantasy points. That's Klay Thompson's range. That 31 is like you could almost bank on that being like his floor, which is a good thing. But he's limited in upside, and he's limited upside against certain types of teams. A grind down team in San Antonio, I just had a feeling. So I'm going to say this. He's a GPP play tomorrow, but tomorrow's a night he could go 6X. Going against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that doesn't play. They're not a very sound defensive team. They do give it up to wing players. This is a spot where he could get hot, and Minnesota can score enough points if they get rolling at home to keep this game a 4-quarter game and let Klay Thompson exceed value. So I want to point that out. The second thing about that is anybody who played him tonight and got let down by him at that inflated price tag that didn't look at it and they said, I'm going to take a shot with Klay Thompson tonight, he did exactly what everybody thought he would do. He wouldn't reach value. So they will not be on him tomorrow at this price. So it's a chance to get Klay Thompson tomorrow at an inflated price, but at a low ownership opportunity and recency bias, which to me makes him a really solid tournament play because of the fact matchup-wise, it does fit the type of game Klay Thompson can get hot and hit 8 threes in. So he's a guy I like tomorrow in tournaments, not a cash game play by any means. Steph Curry goes bonkers tonight, 55 fantasy points. 9.4 for him. I don't look for that to continue in this spot tomorrow night. I just think that it's more of a Durant and Klay Thompson type night for the Lakers. I don't have a problem with Steph Curry ever when he's below $10,000 in any format. I will say that. The second thing I told you guys was Bogut. To play Bogut, he was going to play tonight. He played 19 minutes. So we already know that Cousins is out again tomorrow. And Bogut, they played him 19 minutes today. Very familiar with this team, having been there before. I think you could roll Bogut again tomorrow as a drop spot play. But here's the difference between asking me about Bogut as a drop spot and asking me about Hernan Gomez or Bismack Biyombo. I don't see the upside in those two guys that I see if Andrew Bogut gets 22 minutes tomorrow. He played 19 today. That we don't have any reason right now to think he won't play at least 19 minutes or get more than that because he's not injured. He's healthy. He hasn't had any run on him this year. He's got fresh legs. No Cousins. Damian Jones, the guy they've rolled out there before. He's obviously not available. So, I could see Bogut maybe playing 22, 23 minutes tomorrow. That's what a normal rotation has been prior to getting Boogie Cousins for the Warriors. Their center play, when they had I can't think of his name now, but the guy that's now in Detroit, whatever his name is, I can't think of his name, but Zaza Pachulia. When they got Zaza, that's what Zaza did. He'd play like 10, 12 minutes. Earlier in the year with Looney, that's what he would do. The first quarter, he'd get like 6, 7 minutes. And then the third quarter, he gets 6, 7 minutes. The fourth quarter, they play small. So I could see Bogut playing 18, 19, 20 minutes tomorrow at 3.5, and he has upside. So, I'm fine with. The Charlotte guys, I'm not, and that's the difference.
Hey, bro, quick question for you. Did you say that Joel Embiid was out at the beginning of the video for Philadelphia?
I did not say he's out, no.
He's out.
Really? For rest?
Yep, he's out. So pretty much, let me get through Minnesota and we'll circle back around real quick.
I don't know, man. I'm looking at it right now. I could see if you want to make the case for Hernan Gomez and Bismack Biyombo with no Joel Embiid. I could see that.
No. I'm just talking about because that gives all the 76er guys.
Right. Yeah, it gives them a bump.
Right. But at the same time, it does give Hernan Gomez and what's his name a bump too, just because they don't have to go and beat. That's why I just wanted to clarify that. So we're all on the same page for sure. Yeah. So that gives, on the 76ers, that gives pretty much, that there are 4 guys: Tobias Harris, Simmons, Redick, Butler, and McConnell. Pretty much the boost without Embiid. Is that kind of what we've been doing this year without Embiid?
So let me first just say, when we started the video, our site was in the middle of a site refresh, and I didn't have our starting lineups page up.
I
have it up now.
Right.
So I apologize for that. That just shows you how dependent I am on our starting lineups page for my own research processes. So now that we have it up, look, you got Boban projected to start at 6.8. We know what Boban is. He's a fantasy point per minute monster. But 7,000, you're going to need almost 42 fantasy points from him, and he can get that in tournaments. You need 35 for him to reach value in cash games. Can he do it? Absolutely. Can Boban crush these two centers, Bismack Biyombo, Willie Hernan Gomez? Absolutely he can. But here's the thing. With him out, it opens up Amir Johnson and Mike Scott as well. Rotationally, those guys will get a bump in minutes. We've already seen this spot when Embiid was out for an extended period of time earlier in the year, just recently actually. And Amir Johnson had a couple of really big games. Mike Scott, he's been a staple, playing 25 minutes a game over his last 5 games is what he's averaged at 3.7. I think Mike Scott is the guy that I would go with as a drop spot play and maybe look to pay up at center tomorrow. But that's just me right now, and that's my first gut reaction.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to circle back around because that was a big piece of news right there. So let me get back to Minnesota. That's where I was at. Minnesota, Golden State. So for the Timberwolves, it's a little bit of a wait and see approach. We know that Teague is out. Derrick Rose is a game time decision, but he's doubtful. Covington's out. So I think, the guys that we really want to look at, Towns, obviously the best player. They really depend on him. Saric, 3,900. It's the price is there. You can use him pretty much as a job spot. I know he's up and down, but a little bit more of a GPP play. But I think he isn't play the up-tempo game against the Warriors. Tyus Jones, we know this guy. Whenever he gets minutes, the guy produces. And He has some upside for sure. I mean, he didn't have a good game against Houston, okay? But, hey, I like him. 4,700, you need, what, 22, 23 for value. Definitely think this is a solid spot going against Steph Curry. Andrew Wiggins, right now with everybody hurt outside of Towns, he's their second-best player and pretty much their second-best player in general on this team. I know he's definitely up and down, but he has had a couple really good games in the past against the Warriors. It's just his like a good, solid up and down game kind of his pace. So I think that he can excel in this game. Strictly GPP, though, because he's going to be going against Clay, going against Durant. They are some pretty good defenders. Okogie, he's a guy that I really, really don't mess with. I stay away from him. Jared Bayless is possibly a guy that can get some extra run at point guard and at shooting guard. So I think he is in play at 3,600 as well. May actually be a pretty solid play. We've seen he has some upside earlier in the year. Outside of that, that's really where I'm at with the Timberwolves.
I will have a Okogie exposure, and then I will wait and see on what's up with Derrick Rose. And if Derrick Rose does not play, the number one guy that I'll have exposure to in this spot will be Keita Bates-Diop. The guy plays a lot of minutes. He's played a lot of minutes recently. In 3 of the last 5 games, he's played at least 30-plus minutes. It's a guy who gets a ton of run for them. And Okogie had a really good game on Sunday, really good game. So Okogie's a guy that with this many guys out, you have to look at a Josh Okogie, at a Bates-Diop, because look, there's a good chance that this Warriors team can blow these guys out. I know that it's a -5 here, and the Warriors are on a back-to-back, and they're traveling on the road here. But the Warriors, I'm telling you right now, man, they only need 4 guys. So Boogie being out doesn't really do much to them. But with Draymond, Clay, Steph, and Kevin Durant, they've won championships with that core. They can blow the doors off this team. They've only got Wiggins and Towns, and if Wiggins settles for jump shots, this game will get ugly very, very fast.
Yeah, man. I know. I mean, I get what you're saying with the Okogie and the other guy. They're just so up and down. I mean, that's just the problem.
Diop's not at all.
I mean, moving on. Next game we're gonna go with is gonna be the Brooklyn Nets going into Sacramento to face the Kings. This game has a 232 over/under. The Sacramento's favored by 4 in this one.
I think this is going to be a good game, man. I really do. And I look at D'Angelo Russell at 8.1. I think it's a very fair price for this type of game. 29 minutes over his last 5 games. They have the logjam. We talk about it all the time, right? They've got this logjam of they've got it everywhere. They've got it at point guard. You've got Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell, and then you've got Karis LeVert who handles the ball a little bit. They've got this whole big backup, and then you throw in Allen Crabbe, who was in that mix. He's out tomorrow. But you've got DeMar Carroll, Ed Davis. You've got Crukis and Jared Allen and Joe Harris, and all. They've got a ton of guys. So at this point right now, the guy that stands out the most to me is Karis LeVert at 5.2. If Karis LeVert's going to start in this one, I love Karis LeVert tomorrow at 5.2. I think it's a very fair price tag for him. We know the guy can fill the stat sheet up in all categories. And going against a Sacramento team that's just they're like a fun and gun team, man. They're not going to play a lot of defense. They're competitive as hell. This is a good young core of players, and they play a solid brand of basketball. But I think that these two teams really mirror each other, and I look for this to be a very high-scoring game. We saw when these two teams played back in Brooklyn, Bogdanovich had a monster game, I believe, with 11 assists. So 5.1 for Bogdanovich. Let's see what happens, when the starting lineup comes out tomorrow, or any news if Bogdanovich maybe starts here. Bjelica and Bogdanovich are guys that I definitely want on the Sacramento side, but I'm getting on your end of it.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not really interested in Bjelica. I do like Bogdanovich. I mean, the reason I'm not really into Bjelica is now we got Marvin Bagley coming back. And Bogdanovich, and both of them are guys that are going to get minutes where Bjelica's playing, in my opinion. But I love the other 4 stars. I love Willie Cauley starting in this spot under 6,000. We've been talking about it, all year. We love big guys going against the Nets. I think this is a solid spot for him. De'Aaron Fox, 8.2. I mean, it's fair. We need 40 for him to hit value. He's going to get you right there around 35, and he has, 45 fantasy point upside. Harrison Barnes, 5.4. I think he's a really good price. I mean, for me, it's just I would rather go with Harrison Barnes for 900 more than Bijalica because I feel he gives me a solid floor and he's a little bit more consistent. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, Belitza's minutes are going to get – you're right. They're going to get eaten into. I know Marvin Bagley's going to remain on a minutes limit, and it's only 20 minutes that he's basically playing. So Belitza's minutes have been – since Bagley's been back, been consistent at about 18. It's not worth 4.5 for him in 18 minutes. There's not enough upside there.
Yeah. But yeah, no, but when he but before these guys came back though, he was killing it. So I get where that's coming from. Yeah, so like I said, for me, it's the 4 starters outside of Bijalica, and then it's Bagley, Bogdanovich, and that's really where I'm at with the Kings.
And move on.
Last game of the night we're gonna go with. It is the Indiana Pacers going into Los Angeles to face the Clippers. This game has the 219 over under. And the Clippers are favored by 5. And the cool thing about this game, bro, is these are 2 teams that they're really solid teams. They're playoff teams, and they're the definition of you don't have to have a number 1 star to be a tough team. They play good defense, etc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So second of a back-to-back here for the Pacers. The Pacers lose tonight by 8 to Portland at Portland. Miles Turner, though, it's a guy that I told you this morning I liked a lot. 28 points is what he came out with, 10 rebounds. So, Miles Turner played well. The other guy I said was Darren Collison, and Darren Collison is going to be on a price reduction. Collison played decent tonight as well. So, look, I'm going to keep it here. The places that I like are pretty much the same. I like Collison, I like Turner, and I like Thaddeus Young here. I think that Thaddeus Young is a good mismatch. He'll probably draw a little bit of Gallinari. Gallinari is not a great defender. I wouldn't call him a great defender by any means. And that's kind of where I'm at here. I'll keep it there. Look, if you want to take some tournament shots, Sabonis, Corey Joseph, it is a back-to-back. Maybe Sabonis gets extra run on the second end of a back-to-back. But like you said, I think this will be a fun game. It's 2 solid teams. The Clippers trying to edge their way into the playoffs, and Indiana, they're clearly in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, man. On the Clipper side of things, I mean, we look at the same guys we've been targeting. Zubac, 5.4. I still think he does have a little bit of upside. A tough matchup going against Miles Turner, but he's a big guy that bangs. And I got, as a Lakers fan, I'm sad we traded him away. I got a lot of faith in Zubac, so I think he is a good player. Yeah, for nothing. GPP play, but I do like him. Patrick Beverly, 5.9. He's a guy. He can get you 35, 40 fantasy points. A little bit of upside. GPP play as well. Same thing with – look at – I'm going to keep it real. There's about 5 guys that I do like on the Clippers, maybe 6, but they're all GPP plays. It's Zubac, Beverly, Gallinari. Obviously, you got to like Harrell. You got to like Lou Williams. But Harrell and Williams, both of their price tags are they're up there. They're not gimmies anymore. Wilson Chandler's starting to get a couple minutes, 3,500 bare minimum, and Green's getting a little bit of run, 3,500 bare minimum. And that's just really where I'm at with the Clippers. I mean, they're all really just GPP plays for me.
Push it.
Cool. Hey, that's it, man. That's all we got. 6 games knocked out. Hey, in and out for sure. Tomorrow, we're going to have all of our content on first thing in the morning. Make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. Yeah, man, do you want to give them that promo code one more time real quick for the special you got going till midnight?
MLB 100.
MLB 100. Hey, get our MLB package, $100, and you get the rest of the NBA absolutely free. Cash lineups, optimizer, probably about 10 different content pieces for multiple sports every day. Hey, check it out, dfscheatsheet.com. Talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.